why does it build up like that?
Okay.
Why does it not come out every day?
Previously, I had no interest in medicine and not really in health. In fact, I was completely misinformed about health. And therefore, I generally, within every single day, I ate at a fast food restaurant. Then for me, it's been a process of slow learning based upon being a colon hygienist and seeing what is coming out of people and being shocked by the volume, or working with people who are on long-term fasts, more than 3 days, and seeing what comes out. And I was interviewed by the newspaper about colonics, and they also interviewed a doctor, and they quoted the doctor as saying that food did not stay in the system, certainly not longer than 72 hours. Here I was working with people, and they had not eaten any solid food in 72 hours plus. So I was working with people, some of whom were on 30-day juice-only fasts, 60-day juice-only fasts, and 90-day juice-only fasts. And that they were coming for repeated colonics and having significant amounts of fecal matter. It wasn't just like a dribble. And so I just knew from personal experience that either these people were lying and eating food, that they weren't trying to fool me, they were actually trying to cleanse their bodies. And so they're on a 30-day juice fast and they have a 5-foot-long piece of fecal matter come out of their body, and it's like, how could that be? So that's when I began to investigate what's gone wrong. And what's gone wrong is the rampant expansion of changes to farming and the processing of food. And when you look at indigenous cultures, they did not suffer from digestive disorders in the way that Americans have. And Americans have uniquely benefited from changes in food processing so that we have more food on the go. You can eat in your car. Normally I thought these were just the same foods as the indigenous cultures. When I began to study it, I found that there were different things at play, and that foods were raised differently, so that the fast food was adulterated to where the body did have difficulty then processing it or assimilating it, or that the chemicals that were used to efficiently raise the food did go into the human body and then impaired the human body in a certain way. Now that's just a generalized possibility that our food is different, that it's impairing our digestive system. So what you want to do is look at multiple contributing factors. And disease statistics certainly would be one factor. Small percentages in growth indicate lots of people are being affected. And so one statistic that radically caught my attention is the rapid 100-year rise in diverticular disease, and going from affecting 1 in 10 Americans to 1 in 2 Americans over age 45. So, now that's off the charts. That's like going to the moon as far as a disease's progression. And we can see that other diseases are growing off the charts like that, and I won't even mention them because there's too many of them. So, but just focusing only on why you would have more poop in there, if the answer simply is because of the processing of our foods, then that would be a completely plausible explanation. To check the math on that, what you'd want to do is look at other cultures on the planet today that have not advanced in the last 100 years in their dietary changes like America has. And throughout the entire planet, you have people who are eating a diet more similar to what Americans were eating 100 years ago. And what you find then today is that their incidence of diverticular disease mirrors what they're eating. And so other cultures do not have incidence of diverticular disease like what America has. And it's a progression of what? It's a progression of inflammation and infection in the digestive tract. So if you have a population that a disease is affecting half, that doesn't mean the other half not afflicted by it don't have it in some form. Fast forward to the more aging population, and what you find in America is when you get up to 80 years old, the statistic is 100%. When you consult the medical explanation as to why diverticular disease is on the rise, there is none, or it's completely inadequate. And then what you have is an overlapping of the realization that if medicine is wrong about the body eliminating fecal matter within 72 hours, then they're probably wrong about the causes of diverticular disease. Definitely you could say that the medical approach in the last 100 years has not improved the treatment of the prevention of diverticular disease. So the disease has grown from affecting 1 in 10 to affecting 1 in 2, while medicine has been taking care of us. Just prior to you, I had a client who came in, and she's a triathlete. She's 49 years old. She says she has no problems in going to the bathroom. Meanwhile, she's telling me that she just had a growth on her ovary. She said it was the size of a cantaloupe. When it was found, it was the size of a softball. And so she sees no relationship to her bowel and any kind of growth in her ovaries. However, it's well documented, the corresponding relationship between the functioning of the ovaries and the digestive tract, specifically in the balance of bacteria that are in the digestive tract, and the incidence of the protection of the female parts. So what happened was, after her colonics, she went in the bathroom and just completely blew out what she said was the other half of her 5 feet. So what does that mean? It means that typically she's carrying a 5-foot load of fecal matter in her body, which completely would explain growth in her female parts. Now, I'm not the first person to come up with that. I mean, it's in lots of books that you can check out at the library. And Dr. Bernard Jensen is an author also, wrote in his book Tissue Cleansing Through Bowel Management about how the average American is carrying 9 meals in their gut. For someone such as yourself, born in 1963, then you've been consuming this diet for your entire life. Now, it's been quoted that the average American is consuming between 1 and 3 pounds of pesticides per year. And now that is going to debilitate the organs that clean the blood. So if you took 1 to 3 pounds of pesticides into your body all at once, it would kill you. But if you do tiny bits, it's sort of the cockroach theory, that if you do little bits, that your body becomes immune to it. But that doesn't work when it comes to the chemicals, because the chemicals don't trigger protection in the body, but storage within the body. And so your body begins to store these chemicals, and also to impair the function of the organs that clean the blood, specifically the liver. And that's about all I can say right now.